So tell me, how many times have you said yes to something when you really wanted to say no? I understand that setting boundaries can be uncomfortable, but even in that discomfort, you don't have to feel guilty about it. Hi, honey, I'm Dominique, and I want to welcome you back to Building Esteem, where we are all about confidence, self awareness, and all the things between. Today, I really want to talk about a very important topic, and that is setting healthy boundaries and sticking to those boundaries with confidence. Now, boundaries are extremely important. They help to protect your mental health, they help to guard your relationships, and even your own personal growth and development. Now, I do want to clarify that there is a difference between a boundary and a wall. We'll get into walls in another video, but I do want to make that note. Now, I 100% understand that setting boundaries can be uncomfortable and come with a bit of fear because you are concerned about disappointing other people. You're wondering if you're going to be perceived as selfish or rude. And most of the time, we're setting boundaries with people that we care about and we love. And we are concerned about their feelings in the end of the conversation as well. But in the midst of all those things, it is still important for you to be the full you. And if you're constantly giving all of yourself to someone else, you're not going to have anything left over for yourself. And I really don't want you to feel guilty about saying no when you've reached your capacity. So let's go over 3 steps that I want you to take when setting your boundaries so that you aren't feeling guilty about it at the end of the conversation. Now, a great way to recognize if a boundary needs to be put in place is to figure out the things that make you feel drained or even resentful after doing it. I want you to take a moment and reflect on that situation and ask yourself why. For example, we all have that cousin or that friend who only contacts us when they need something. You see their number on your phone and you like, what they want now? That emotion, that frustration is a trigger to you that you need to set a boundary. Now, the other thing with boundaries is your no is your no, and that's that. You don't have to go into explaining why you can't do this, the reason behind you setting this boundary, what the outcome is going to be for you. None of that. That's not a requirement because those who care about you are going to be able to respect the boundary that you put in place. You can use a simple phrase, one sentence. For example, I appreciate you asking, but I won't be able to do that. Or, I'm sorry, I can't help with that right now, but I hope you find what you're looking for. Simple. You cutting out all the fluff is simply you standing on business and honoring what it is that you need at that time and in that moment. Now, listen, everybody is not going to be accepting of your boundaries, and that is okay. But what I want you to do is stand firm on what you said. And if it's necessary, just repeat the boundary that you already set. Yeah, I understand, but my decision is final. I know it sounds much easier role playing through a situation, but as you continue to figure out what boundaries you need and utilize these steps to work towards those, it gets much easier, of course. A quick story time. I am a person who takes pride in the work that she does. And because of that, I found myself working extremely hard for everyone, especially in the office. A project needed someone else on it, I was your girl. Someone was contacting me after hours, I picked up the phone. Until one day, I legit hit burnout. I had nothing else to give to them or to me. And I recognized I needed to set a boundary surrounding my work schedule and my personal life. So I stopped replying to emails after hours. I stopped answering calls or text messages after hours. And at first, it was a bit weird. I was thinking to myself, oh my goodness, they're going to think I'm not dependable. Oh my gosh, what if they, treat me a certain way now? All the different things going through my brain. But I had to make that decision for myself because it was wearing on me to where I would go to work the next day and only have 65% capacity when I could have had 100. Now, in my new role, my boss is very well aware of my boundaries surrounding work. He understands that when I'm off, I'm off. I'm not working 50 and 60-hour week just to say I did it. If I have a vacation day, I'm taking it. And if I need to prioritize my mental health, I'm going to do so. By me establishing that boundary, there's a certain level of respect that I receive around that alone. And just as I value my personal time, my boss and the others in the workplace also value my personal time. Now, don't get me wrong, I 100% understand that boundaries is very, very difficult to set and maintain because, as we talked about earlier, you are mostly dealing with people that you care about and you want to be supportive of them and what it is they have going on. But again, you can't give what you don't have. And if you do have it and you keep giving it out, you're not going to have anything left to give to anybody. Boundaries are extremely important. They set the standard, not just for those outside of you, but they set the standard for you as an individual operating on a day to day basis, where your do's and don'ts lie. And boundaries are important in all aspects of our life, not just work, but relationships as well, friendships, lovership, all those things. Your boundaries are your way of communicating with someone what your expectation of them are if they choose to operate inside of your life. It's almost like an establishment of respect and what counts as respectful for you. The other thing, though, is you can expect someone to respect your boundaries if you aren't willing to fight for them yourself. Boundaries come big and small. It could be something as easy as setting a do not disturb on your phone after a certain time so that you can get an adequate amount of sleep. Or it could be big. If you say you're going to do something, do it, whatever the case may be. Now, I need to know, what boundary have you recognized that you need to implement right now? Leave me a comment down below. I want to talk about it. And I want to come back and follow up with you and see how you've done with sustaining it. If you are just coming across my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please subscribe. If you are here and you enjoyed this video and you haven't liked it, I don't know why, but please do, so that we can spread this message and grow this community, because everybody needs some support. I want you to remember that this is your life to live, and the boundaries that you put in place are so you can operate as fully as possible every single day. And with that knowing, don't feel bad about it. You hold the keys and the tools to manifest your story. Don't ever forget it. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.